What's up, everybody? It's Brody Frye, and welcome back to another Mind Hiking podcast episode. This is going to be a good one. The last one I had with this gentleman was one of my most downloaded episodes. Surprisingly, but not surprisingly. It was very goofy, very all over the place, wacky, and, you know, it was just us, natural, and just talking about genuine stories. And it ended up being one of the most downloaded episodes, which was really cool to see, and nothing but really positive feedback from this gentleman. So it's great to have him back, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. So we'll dive right into it. Let's do this. Hey everyone, it's Brody Frye, and here we dive deep into difficult questions. We'll map out thoughts, theories, and crazy ideas for the love of knowledge and growth. So, how do we answer some of the mind's toughest questions? This is the Mind Hiking Podcast. Okay, guys, let's get right into this. Brandon Greer, welcome back. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. All right. So today we got I got an MGD and you got a Bud Light.
Cracked mine open a little early.
Yeah, that's okay. Cheers. I'm not going to talk about the other drink that I have right here next to me also. It's a spiked Arnold Palmer.
Hey, those are pretty good.
Yeah, they're really good. But yeah, he literally just walked in the door. Dogs are still going nuts. We're going to do a short one here, but he just went on a cruise, and I wanted to ask him about it. How did this come about? How did the cruise?
So, like, in 2020, my grandmother was passing, or it was 2020. My grandmother was passing, and she told us that she made a promise to her dad that she would go to Alaska and see the Northern Lights.
Okay.
That's what she really wanted to do, was go outside and, like, be out in the woods.
Yeah.
Look up, see the Northern Lights, fucking build a little fire.
That's awesome.
Like, be out in the wilderness. Well, it's very hard to do that. It's very expensive to do that. Either way you go, but we decided to go on a cruise towards Alaska anyway, and it only goes on the... Oh, God, I don't even have a map.
Yeah.
I was bad at looking at
geography.
Yeah. But right on the edge of the coast, we hit 3 cities in Alaska and then 1 in Canada.
Okay.
So you cruise all the way up.
Yeah.
But so this cruise, it was a Royal Caribbean. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm sponsored.
Yeah.
Please sponsor me.
Yeah.
Please do.
That'd be cool.
But we got on this cruise site, looked at everything, and it is very, very expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, just to get your person from just like on the cruise for, I think it's like 7 days.
Yeah.
Is $1,600.
Oh, wow. Dang.
And then any other expenses, like, I mean, there's how do you get to the airport?
Yep.
And then the plane.
Yeah, no, all the extra shit.
Yeah, I mean, all of it fucking added up quick. And then the hotels, we stayed a night in Seattle, Washington, and then went to the cruise.
Yep.
Right there, over like 45 minutes away from the airport. There was just the ocean.
Yeah.
And you go hop on this giant fucking boat.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Washington, there's not a lot going on in there. It's just, it's literally like Seattle. We were in Seattle.
Yep.
Not a whole lot. When we started driving down, I mean, it was just, there's tents popped up everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Graffiti, fucking wood popped up on every single building.
A little rough.
So it was just like, there was like not much going on. I'm like, I don't want to explore the city. Like,
yeah. That's tough. I remember so I kind of want to get into like you did a lot of talking to a lot of the people, like how.
Yeah, so like once we got onto the cruise itself, the whole first day, I mean, you literally couldn't use the elevators. There was 16 levels
on the ship. That's crazy.
16 levels, and the ship was a half mile long.
Wow.
Like inside, like edge to edge was a half mile long.
That's a big bitch.
Yeah. So you really couldn't use the fucking elevators because like the first 2 days, I mean, everybody was wanting to explore. So we figured out, okay, the first 2 levels you have no access to.
Okay, yeah.
Like that's
like storage and maintenance or something.
Yeah, the second floor is like medical bay.
Yeah.
And then the third was like casino. They had
Did you do any gambling?
Yeah, a little
Did you
bit.
win?
I lost some, won some, lost some, so I didn't break out even, sadly. But
little bit of a loss.
Yeah,
Still fun.
Yeah, we were just sitting there doing nothing else.
Yeah.
And then there's just like this music hall on the 3rd level. Well, then you get to like the 4th level.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a bunch of shops.
Yeah.
So I walked around the first day. We kind of just explored. Okay, we figured out what places where. There's a bunch of eating different places you can go eat. Yep. Buffets. That's what a lot of it was, just a buffet.
Yeah.
Or pizza. Or they had like a steakhouse.
Yep.
Fucking this steakhouse, you had to register reserve per person.
Okay.
Was $94 a plate. So it's just like you want to go have dinner. It's $100 a person.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that's expensive. Like,
yeah, that's nuts. Wow.
I'm willing to spend money, but like I like food, but not, not that much.
Yeah, that's nuts. I also wanted to talk to you. Said there's some of the workers just like give up their lives and just live on the ship, right?
So a lot of these people were from the Philippines, or different parts of Africa. I noticed like a handful of from China. Yeah. Because like they have their name tag and it says their name.
Yep.
And then like what they do, and then their origin.
Yeah.
So I would go around, talk to a bunch of these people, and they're younger people.
Yeah.
Some of them seem like, I mean, they're 16 to 25.
Dang.
Like most of them are really freaking young, and then you have like the handfuls of like the older people that have probably been doing this for 60 years. Yeah. But I talked to a handful of them. Met this really cool guy named Chris. He made me a bunch of daiquiris.
Oh, cool! Hell yeah.
And I like extra virgin daiquiri.
Yeah.
No alcohol. Make sure it's no alcohol. Extra virgin.
Yeah.
And he would just like make this really cool noise, like a canary.
Oh,
like
really?
He would just walk around like whistling and stuff.
Everybody thinks there's a bird in there.
Yeah. It's like a little mothership coming down. But there was a few of these kids that all they do is sit on the ship. I talked to one kid. He said he worked 19 hours a day.
Wow.
That was for the first 2 days that you're on the ship, like that we were on the ship, because it's a lot of stuff they have to do in order to like prepare for the next 4 or 5 days that they're just sitting on water.
Yeah.
So they just have to keep going, do everything, making sure everything's appropriate, like set out.
Yeah, I mean, like just having a house is like a big enough maintenance problem. I can't even imagine a cruise ship with however many rooms are on that.
Yeah, there was 4,900 people on our ship. They said they were overbooked by like 100 people.
Wow, dang. That freaking cruise company probably makes some good money, huh?
Oh yeah, because here's the thing: is a lot of the workers, they only get paid $14 US.
Yeah.
But
and for them, that's probably
whenever that transfers over to, I mean, like I found out in the Philippines they use pesos.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It could be some parts.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't know.
I don't know exactly where.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I mean, that's 1,400 pesos an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of money, and then they just sit there and they work for 8 months at a time, and they go vacation for 2 months.
Yeah. There you go.
Back in their home country, and
honestly, it's not
live with their family.
Probably not a bad life, huh?
No, and they have like no bills, but they like most of them have cell phones.
Yeah.
Some don't.
Yeah.
That's what I've kind of noticed was like some don't really have cell phones. They just have like the bare like.
Yeah, they just say goodbye to their family. I'll be back at this time, and that's it.
It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't have like, they just have a mom and dad and sisters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what it is it's been going on for generations.
Yeah.
That they send their child overseas, or in their case overseas, into America to work for a year at a time.
Huh.
hey, work your ass off and then pay me while I retire.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah.
And then whenever you have kids, whenever you get to be 60, you move back over to your homeland and then have your kid get sent over, work for you.
Yeah.
And they'll pay off, put you in retirement.
Culture is different in different parts of the world because Katie works with a company, Sunbeams, and they do work and charity work for Uganda. And it's so interesting, the culture over there, because it's the same thing where like the younger generations are supposed to take care of like you. If you're born in and you're working, you're supposed to take care of your parents. It's like the opposite of U.S. It's such an interesting thing.
And like it's crazy how cheap everything was on the certain things were very expensive, but certain things were very cheap. I was telling you earlier, alcohol.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to go buy from a bar a mixed drink, it was $15.
Yeah.
Like on the average, like I know I paid like 15 for one, and then I paid like 19 for another.
Yeah.
So it was like damn near $20 a drink.
Yep.
But then you can go buy a whole bottle of alcohol, get it at the exact same moment that you don't even pay.
Yeah.
You literally, and that's one thing that also was kind of weird to me was they don't give you don't put a credit card on file.
Okay.
They just give you this, it's called a C-Pass, and it's just got your name and your room number. And whenever you register, originally, you had to put your passport information in there, your photo ID.
Yep.
But still nothing about debit per se.
Huh.
And you can run up the bill on your room.
Huh. And
I was like, well, what happens if you don't have enough money at the end?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how they also get some workers.
Right.
They could just be like, hey, you ran up a $2,000 credit on your room.
You got to work for us for a month and a half.
Yeah, now you got to sit here and clean dishes.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm not kidding you. It was so mind-blowing to me. Like, I know you paid for nice stuff.
Yeah.
But you would set down a plate, like we'd be done drinking or done eating.
Yeah.
And we'd be sitting there, and then somebody would come up, take the food instant, like take the plates.
Yeah.
And then bring out new, so like if you're having like dessert or whatever, like there was a few restaurants where you have starter, entree, and then dessert.
Yep.
So they would sit there and they'd freaking throw out the napkins on your lap for you. It's like,
dang, tuck you in.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not.
Put your bib on.
Yeah.
Have napkin, wipe your cheek off.
Yeah, I was like, it's kind of weird. They kept like, they would bring out, soup, and they would grab the right spoon, put it in the spoon, like put it there, and then take the other 2 spoons.
Huh.
Because they're like, okay, we know what you ordered now. Like we ordered everything. We know you're not going to use these utensils.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I was like, it's so freaking weird. And then like you just literally get done, and then you walk up, leave.
Yeah.
3 minutes later, somebody's coming. Not even 3 minutes, but
yeah,
it's ready for the next person in 3 minutes.
Yeah. You want to talk to me about the shops too? I remember you saying something. This was like once you got into Alaska, right?
Yeah. So we took the cruise from Seattle. We went all the way up the coastline, up into Ketchikan, Alaska, which is, I mean, it's north, but then you have Anchorage, Alaska, which is like the most popular known part of Alaska, and that was a lot, like another 200 300 miles.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're only halfway to the halfway mark.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because it took us 2 days.
Oh wow.
Just straight just on the water.
How fast were you going, do you know?
We found out 22 miles an hour.
Huh. Yeah, that's a cruise.
Yeah. I was like, okay, what's 18 knots?
Yeah.
I had to sit there, we Googled it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
yeah,
cool.
It makes sense, because you can't, 50 miles an hour on a boat would be like,
yeah.
boat that big?
Yeah.
I don't know what would happen. But we get up to the port, and it's literally just, they open up the door, and you just scan your C-Pass card, and they're just like, oh, hello, whoever, have a good time. And you just walk outside, no like security or anything.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a pier for 100 feet, and then it's just shops lined up throughout just like this 3-block radius.
Yeah.
Like the town wasn't, I mean, it was probably like, this was like downtown, I guess.
Yeah.
So it was probably like maybe 4 blocks wide because they had a little fire department.
Yep.
There was a few houses up on like a hillside.
Yeah. I know that's how it was for like my mom and sister's cruise too, because they were like, it was like if you miss the times, they're leaving without you kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that'll straight up happen.
Yeah.
If you just, because they say
Yep.
7 o'clock we're closing doors.
Yeah.
7:30 is gonna be a last call.
Yeah, they're not gonna hold off the whole cruise ship. 14. What'd you say? 4,900 people for 2 people that are late.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they'll just leave you there, and then you got to figure out how to get to the next port.
Yeah, you leave your phone on the ship on accident.
No, yeah.
They leave you behind.
Yeah. Then you're screwed.
Yeah. No, I remember you saying like the shops
were like completely rigged.
Mm-hmm.
The cruise line, I was talking to people out there, and most of them were from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just walk in there because I noticed it was like 10 jewelry stores.
Yeah.
And then there's like a fur shop, and then like a gift shop type thing, where you can just get like any type of knickknack.
Yeah.
So I walked through all the jewelry stores, and they like have like free pendants. Come inside about how to ask about a free pendant, or going out of business sale.
Yeah. Every single one of them going out of business sale.
Yeah, they all had
conveniently on this cruise.
They all had these sales going on. So I walked in there, and I'm looking around and just like, yeah, I'm not paying $5,000 for a diamond ring.
Jeez, yeah.
Like, there's some of them are very good, like very beautiful, but it's like,
yeah,
you can tell it's marked up a little bit.
Especially like in Africa, it's like diamonds are basically gravel. And it's just they have a monopoly, and they just control the supply and demand of it to make the demand so high in America. And that's why we're paying out the ass for diamonds. It's literally like gravel over there.
I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, you would walk into all the stores had the exact same jewelry. Like, you could find the exact, like, you could put them next to each other, and they're damn near identical.
Yeah.
But yet one store had a sale for $100, and this store is selling it for $200.
Yeah.
And then you go down, and then they're selling it for $80.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird.
Same thing.
Yeah. And like the only thing that they actually had out there like that was real.
Yeah.
Like really good priced was they had the Northern Lights stone.
Uh-huh.
And that was like $30 a carat.
Okay.
Like that was like a pretty good price. Yeah. And it was like a good looking like stone and everything. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But like their diamonds, gold, everything else is just super freaking, like they had gold nuggets they were trying to sell because that's what Alaska was famous for.
Yeah.
Gold.
Yep.
And they would just jack the price up on just, gold nuggets. And it's Alaskan gold nugget.
Yeah.
Ooh, $300.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not even not even anything.
Or like the little glass jars, the tiny ones with like some dust shavings in
there.
and
they put like that gel in there.
Yeah.
To make it look bigger.
Yeah, so it like floats around,
Yeah. But so I'd walk into these stores and talk to these people. And because I was like, I wanted a free pendant, but I just don't want to walk in there and be like, hey, I want a free pendant.
Yeah, with the purchase of $5,000 or more.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting too. Like, so I was like, I gotta make it seem like I'm interested. So I'm looking around and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, hey, where are you from?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just because I'm like, I figure they're not from this small freaking town.
Yeah, everybody's assuming they're from Alaska. You're the only one in there asking where they're from.
Yeah.
You're on vacation to their town. Where are you from?
Yeah. Well, they'd have conversation doing that and be like, okay.
And then they radio. They're like, oh, he's on to us.
Yeah, and be like Illinois, Central America.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, because I don't really know how to like explain like certain states.
That's
like,
true.
Central.
Yeah. That's.
If you don't know that area, then
yeah, that's tough. The further away you get, how do you? Because like around here, say, oh, you know where whatever town you're from. But yeah, when you're like way away, especially on a cruise ship with people around the world, it's like, how do you tell where you're from?
Yeah.
The
I met
largest
somebody
city
from
in
Freeport.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And then I saw, like, I was walking through the, like, suites, like where your rooms are.
Yeah.
And, like, people would have this stuff on their friggin' doors. And it was like a QR code. So I went up and scanned it. And it pulled up their YouTube channel. Huh. And it was this couple that's gone around on, like, fucking 1 million cruises.
Dang.
In, like, the last 2 years.
Huh.
Like, it was just, like literally it was weird. I looked at it and it was like 4 days ago they were on a cruise to like Florida, like somewhat like.
Dang.
These people were like hitting all over.
That's cool.
The world. I'm like, that's nuts.
Yeah, I know there's people that do like remote work where it's like just customer service over the or like insurance agents or stuff like that where it's like all phone like customer service type things, but then you just like don't have a house. You just work remote, yeah, and you just like live on the not on the cruise ship, but you're just like hotels and cruise ships, and you just like don't have a house, don't have any bills tying you down.
But yeah, like I would go in and talk to these people, and they had like all these cool stories of just how they would. The ship would, or the cruise lines, not a specific ship, but it'd be like, I think it's Royal Cruises.
Yeah.
It's like the actual cruise line company.
Yeah.
And they would hire all these people to come up and fill up this town with bodies, and they give them merchandise in bags, shot glasses, coffee cups, jewelry, every single thing, and they'd give them millions of dollars to come in and turn lights on in a bunch of these buildings in this town. And a lot of the locals who had their houses, like, because it was just like, it's a whole street of shops, but then you walk behind the block, and then it's like fire department, library type thing, and then it's like 10 houses built in this little corner. All these people that lived in the houses were locals, and they worked throughout the land. A lot of them build totem poles.
Oh, that's cool.
I talked to a few people that build totem poles.
Wow.
That's all they do all day long for a living.
Wow.
And because it's not just, it's like the government hiring them, but it's also like private people, like anybody can hire these people kind of thing. And they basically run some of the shops, like some of the ones that were the conveniency type stores, where they'd sell like mons, not like the jewelry stores per se, but it was like the more convenience store type things that ran all year round.
Yeah.
While like the jewelry stores, like for the 6 months of summertime in the U.S., they're open because that's summertime in Alaska too. But then once winter hits, they close shop. They put up boards on the walls, and then everybody goes back to their home country, and they basically retire. Like they don't need to work. So a lot of them were saying that. What the cruise line pays them is like 4 months. Like what they make in 2 weeks is like 4 months compared to at their home.
Yeah.
So it's like
any hot vacation spot too. I know like Door County, Wisconsin is like that too, where it's like they have the busy season in the summer where everybody's up their vacation and they make bank, and then they're just like coasting through the winter.
It's crazy to just even think about it, because it was completely a monopoly scheme all the way through. Yeah. Because, I mean, that was just one port. And then you go down to, we went from Ketchikan to Sitka. Okay. And that one was more outdoorsy. Yeah. There wasn't as many shops right there in your face. Yeah. Like, there was, like...
more scenic, kind of.
I think, like, once you got off you got off the pier, I think there was, like, 2 convenience stores, and then there was, like, a crab shack or a seafood place. Yeah. like a bar typey restaurant. So like, okay.
Did you get crab legs?
No.
That had to have been good.
Dude, I talked to a lot of the locals, like who drive us around, especially in Seattle, Washington. Like, I heard their food was bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them were. Like, I had a few of the like cab drivers say that.
Yeah.
They just
That's
the
so weird.
seafood. There's no good soul food out there.
I've been to Seattle years ago, and yeah, the seafood when I went, it was pretty good. I don't know. That's weird.
They're just a lot of these people are just like
Yeah.
it's overpriced and it's.
Oh
not,
yeah, I'm sure everything's gone crazy lately.
Yeah, there's like it's not that good anyway.
Huh. So did you have fun on this trip? Was it worth it?
Was it worth it? No. I think no, so here's the thing, like the coolest part about it was talking to a bunch of the different people and just hearing their stories and sharing stories of how
the connections,
like how we live here in like, Illinois compared to where they live in their home country compared to like how it is living on a cruise ship for 9-10 months at a time.
Yeah.
And I would never do it again.
You would never do it again?
Nah. I would much rather have taken a plane to remote. Like go remote Alaska.
Yeah. It's too touristy for you.
Yeah.
How was the walking? How was your sea legs and then getting to the land finally and then getting your land legs back? Is that a real thing?
I never, like, my siblings got seasickness.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You were good?
I felt fine the entire way through.
You didn't have them shaky legs?
No. Huh. I mean, like, dude, the only thing that's actually sucked was getting, like, every time you had to get off the ship, you knew it was like a 3-mile walk.
Uh-huh.
Just because, I mean, you're going to be exploring for a while.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing was seeing the outdoors.
Yep. Did you see any outdoors?
Yeah, yes and no, but it's like it was hard because it's outdoors by a bunch of houses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's like if you want to go see a bear, you got to pay this guy $500.
Yeah, and he'll take you out there.
Yeah, and
moose. Did you see a moose?
No meese.
Did you see the northern lights?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. That's a different time of the year. We saw 2 different whales.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, one was sitting like we were looking out the window in our room, and it was like just sticking its tail out the water, like just the tail, and it was flapping the tail back and forth, just splashing. It was so weird.
That's weird. It's waving at you.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was like playing like that, and then I saw a glimmer of one while I was on the phone with my girlfriend.
Oh, that's cool.
And like I saw it as it was like the diving back in the water and like just like the back half, and I'm like,
that's cool.
Oh no, nobody will believe me now. Like, I can't get a picture. That's the thing that kind of sucked was like I'm sure you could have seen it.
Yeah.
But you would have to be sitting and looking at the water all the time.
Yeah, it's got to be like a quick snapshot because it just comes up and goes.
Yeah. And, like, I talked to, like, a few of the workers that, like, I only seen, like, 2 times in, like, 3 years.
Dang.
Granted, they're not sitting there looking at the wall,
Yeah, they're probably in the ship working.
Yeah, like, they're in the bars.
Yep.
That's one thing. Like, all the bartenders, most of them were from the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, they would make, like, 30 freaking drinks in, like, 10 minutes. It was ridiculous.
Jeez. Dang.
The bars were constantly filled with people.
Drinks literally flying through the air.
Basically.
And landing perfectly.
Like, it was incredible. And, like, every single time, it was weird. Like, you couldn't taste the alcohol.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to get drunk, but it's like, you don't want to get drunk. But I would never do it again.
What was up with that silent dance party that... like dance floor, everybody had headsets on, and is it like everybody's on the same channel and they're all, because like everybody's singing. He sent me a video and everybody's literally singing, and it's so bad because there's no music playing, but everybody's singing the same song. Is it like their headsets just like playing the same station or something?
Yeah, so like
because they're all dancing, singing obnoxiously, and it sounded so bad.
They had these two, like they had headsets, and they were Bluetooth headsets, and they would change colors from blue to green, and that was basically two different inputs.
Okay.
So I walked up upon it, and it really threw me off because all of a sudden this DJ guy came like running up to me, like dancing with me, and I was like, "Whoa, what the heck's going on here, guy?"
He starts grinding on you, and you don't even hear any music. Oh yeah.
I was just like, "Yeah." He's got headphones on. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I look down, everybody's singing. So yeah, like
you smack him upside the head. His headset flies off, and he's like, "Oh, thank God, you saved me! You saved me!
You saved me from party rocking."
Yeah.
Basically, like it was two different inputs on the same headset, and so it'd be two different songs playing, and you could pick and choose whatever you wanted to listen to, based on the two songs that the DJ was playing.
Yeah.
So like there was just groups of people singing one song, and then groups of people doing another song.
Yeah.
And it was just like one was like the YMCA, and then one was like Sound of Silence.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
So it's just like you look at this one group and they're just going ham, and then you just look over at these like this group of like 3 or 4. They're just like so sad
Their
looking,
tears dropping.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
But yeah, that was a very weird. That was like on the last, because we came like the last stop was in Victoria, Canada.
Okay.
And then it was 13 hours.
Yeah.
From there to get back to Seattle, Washington.
Dang.
And that was very weird the last day.
Yeah.
Just
yeah, I saw that video and I was like, that's funny. It was really entertaining to see. I've never seen something like that.
Yeah, I definitely had a good laugh on that one.
Yeah, I know. He walked in the door, and then I just was like, yeah, let's just bang this thing out quick. Threw him on the mic. So we're going to keep this one a short one. I do want to, well, first of all, I want to say that I'm not really surprised, but we had a lot of fun on your last episode, and it was pretty goofy. We were drinking a lot, and it was a good time.
We were all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. But your episode, kind of surprisingly ended up being, it's one of my most listened to, most downloaded episodes. And I'm like, it was a surprise because that was so natural, but it was goofy and all over the place like we are anyways. So it was like weird but cool that that ended up being I had nothing but good stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had so many, there was many people that told me that your episode was up there in their top 3 favorite episodes, and a lot of people had a lot of good things to say about your episode. It was really cool to hear. So just wanted to throw that out there. But another thing, a little shout out to Steph Frye. She, I don't know if you ever listened to one of her last episodes, but we were talking about true crime, and I brought up the story about you and your sister. It was like, well, your sister's the hunting buddy guy. It was that Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Right. I just wanted you to kind of tell the story. Steph told me that next time I have you on, ask you about that. But it was like,
yeah. So
what was the connection there? I couldn't. I think
it was my grandmother and her husband. This was back in. She was born in 1943.
Mm-hmm.
Right before World War II, I'm pretty sure. Right around.
Okay.
And
Bailey's just trying to jump in.
Yeah, she's like trying to get on my lap. So we called her Busha. She had her husband, and they lived in Wisconsin. I can't think of exactly where. I haven't thought about this in a long time.
Yeah.
Being thrown on the spot without zero information on my hand. Yeah, it's like I remember doing reading all this and figuring all this stuff out.
Yeah, I remember you casually telling me at work, and that's the reason why I brought it up.
Because I was just like, oh yeah, hey. It was, so my grandmother's husband, he was a hunter, and he had this hunting buddy, and my grandma met him a handful of times. He would come over to the house, and she always just felt off about this guy. Yeah, she just felt like something wasn't
knowing
right.
That he came to the house.
Yeah, just wasn't right with him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how, if and how my grandmother and her husband found out that Ed Gein was doing what he was doing to people.
Yeah. They just saw it in the news,
I'm not sure, how, if, because, my grandma said that her husband, my grandpa, was a weird, not a weird guy too, but he was just
off a little bit.
Yeah, he was also just a weirder guy too.
Yeah,
but not she didn't think like that, and it's maybe they were hunting buddy. That's all they would ever talk about, was they'd always just go hunt and do different things like that.
Yeah, your grandpa's just talking about hunting deer, and he's just talking about hunting humans.
Yeah, so. They were friends.
That's so weird.
Probably, they would have been 1960s to 1970s.
Yeah.
They would have been hanging out and friends in that area.
That's so weird. Yeah, and then he's probably just hadn't heard of him in years. Your grandpa just hasn't heard of Ed in years, and it's just thinks about him I wonder how he's doing. Sees him in the paper one day, and it's just whoa, he made it on the paper. I wonder what's going on with. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that all transpired.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Who found out?
Steph asked if I could ask you about it next time I had you on, but that was just so weird, and that was just a funny story that I just brought up in her episode, and I just wanted to ask you about it personally.
Yeah.
So, it's freaking weird.
Yeah.
But we can wrap it up there. We got some outside of the podcast catching up to do and stuff like that. So got some other friends coming over. So it should be a fun night. But thank you for hopping on. Thank you for doing this. I love having you on. And
thank you for having me again.
Yeah, of course.
It was very unexpected, like always, but it was fun.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. So thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. I know it's tough getting thrown on the spot like that, but but I really appreciate it. And it's good to hang out with you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one, and peace out.